Hey guys.
Hello. Hopefully everyone can hear
How's
us.
everyone doing?
Huh.
It's been a while.
All right, Haka, you've got a huge little party going on in your chat already.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Ooh, oh man. Hey Beryl, Hawk, Zilla, Jonas. Yeah, Xana's here.
Yes, hello
Exciting.
everyone. Hello to my chat. We've got Noah over here.
Hi Noah. Hi Xana's chat.
Volume very low, Noah says.
For both of us?
I think he's on my stream. My mic audio, I think, is all the way up. Maybe I just need to talk louder.
That could be it.
I can also turn up my desktop audio so that you're more easily heard.
Yeah. Hey no, after 500 years, Haka of the
Alright, Ems can hear me just fine, so that's good.
Wow.
Yes, for anyone who isn't aware, Haka and I are both streaming to our own channels
Yes.
while interacting with each other's chat.
Yeah. So it's hopefully not going to be too confusing. We're going to read everything out loud
Yeah.
to make it easier, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I should
What
probably
do you mean?
press play on your stream. I had it paused. I was just looking at the chat.
Oh, mine was really far behind on yours, so I was like, why
Crazy.
does it look like that? Okay. Okay. Trying to make muffins. Give me 5 minutes. I'm here but not here. Noted. Make your muffins. That's very important.
I just bought muffin mix at the store earlier today, and I am so excited to eat them. I bought chocolate chip muffin mix.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
I thought for a while the server had died, and then Haka came back and said she was leaving for good. Well, I'm not leaving for good. Just some big changes are happening. It's okay. It'll be fine.
Oh goodness. Well, thank you everyone for being here. Apparently my bitrate is low right now, it says. I don't know what that means.
Let me see if your stream's lagging. On my end, the stream looks fine, so...
That's good. Maybe it was just a temporary issue. It's a temporary setback. It's a momentary loss. Quoting Barbie, Princess and the Pauper is like a full-time job for me.
That's a good full-time job.
Honestly, the payoff is great. No actual pay, but the payoff is great. How am I supposed to up my bitrate? YouTube keeps telling me to up my bitrate, but I have no idea how.
If the stream's fine, then don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I just don't like saying the word warning.
Yeah, that's a bit stressful to see. Oh my god. Sorry, my chat is just...
Ems also says the stream is fine on their end, so that's good.
Oh, that is good.
It probably is being picky because I haven't streamed on YouTube in months. And I just got back to uploading videos on YouTube, so YouTube's probably just mad at me.
Yeah.
Hi, Cryptid! Good to see you. Okay, so for everyone else, my stream looks fine. YouTube is just sending me warnings because...
It's just mad.
It's run by the council, probably. Let's be real.
Yeah. Okay. let me address everyone freaking out in chat for just a second, and then we'll go to your book. um, um, things are going to be great. The changes are going to be great, guys. It's fine. Stop. Why are you all so dramatic? I mean, I do appreciate the comments about like you guys enjoying the streams and everything, but it's okay. I promise I'm not disappearing off the face of the earth. And also, Xana is still around and still here, and gonna be doing things that I'm not gonna be doing. So
it's true.
yes.
And also casually messing with her webcam because I am.
Yeah. No, God, never. Okay, I should never listen to anything Zilla says. I have not been published. I should address that. Zilla said Haka finally got published and now she's too good for us. I have not. No, and that would not happen. No. Petition so Haka doesn't stop streaming. I mean, if you guys got...
Zilla left your chat and came to mine.
Oh my god, that's Zilla! It's fine.
I'm cackling again. We're already starting off the stream with cackling. Reminiscent of the last stream.
Yeah, oh my god, that's true. Rude, I'm a fountain of good information.
Alright. So, hello Noah in my chat, hello Ems, hi Cryptid, and hello Zilla. Nice to have you here.
I'm not disappointed in you guys, no. Okay, moving on. This stream...
What has Zilla done again?
Zilla said I got published, and I did not. And No is accusing me of being disappointed in everyone, and I am not. Okay, but guys, look at this pretty book. Let's change the conversation real quick. Look how pretty, and look, I don't know if you can see that, but I ran out of tab colors. I put in tabs. Yeah.
Someone joined my server today. Their username was Moon, and they said that they gave their annotated copy to their friend to read, and I almost cried while I was putting mascara on.
Oh, that's so cute.
That would have been really painful because I use cheap mascara, but it's amazing. It's like the best mascara I've ever used ever, and it costs like $2. But yeah, the book. I want to know what you have. It's M's. Okay. I am excited to figure out what kind of stuff you annotated. Like.
Well, so I don't like writing in books, and these are. I don't really have. I don't think I have any more of the ones that I can write on. So these were just markings for me, and I just know what the colors mean.
I do the same thing. I don't really write in books, but I have color coordinated tabs. There's no way to actually see it on my shelves, but this book right here has sticky annotated tabs, and then there are like a good handful others on the shelf and on the other shelf in my office and in the shelves in our dining room. Because we have so many bookshelves in this house. We have like between Noah and I, there are a lot of books in this household. Also, I've upped my desktop volume on my desktop itself as well as in OBS, so if my stream is really loud, let me know. Zilla says he has to come where he's only being threatened with being smoted and not being slandered.
Oh my god.
He was risking getting smoted in my chat earlier.
Yeah, I saw that.
We have one smoted one in the chat, in my chat currently, who got smoted for attempting a coup. He wasn't really, but like jokingly. Yeah. Zilla's getting close for accusing me of crimes.
Oh my god. Just tell me I don't have to come after someone for mistreating you. Okay, there's nothing so dramatic. Nothing dramatically awful happened and nothing dramatically wonderful happened.
It's just life.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Chill, guys. Haka and Zen over here with their own cadre of anti-heroes ready to kick ass for them. Honestly. Okay. So
hello, Gnome. All right.
I'm not a book tabber, so these are very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, because see, the reason I don't tab books is because it slows me down. Like, let me read the book. Tabbing usually happens for like when I was in class, or if I'm going through a book a second time, which I guess technically I was doing, going through the book again.
Yeah, you got to read one of the advanced copies.
Yeah. So
because you're in the front of the book.
Yes. Yes. For those who don't know, I am in the front of the book, and the acknowledgments, which were so sweet, Xanna.
Haka, you can't read it. The camera's not going to focus. This is a cheapy webcam, but it does its job.
Yes.
But I guess all of
don't know, my name's Alexandra, so that's me. Yeah. Forgot we put my name as that in there.
Noah's fighting me. I need everyone in the chat right now to acknowledge that smoted is a word.
One's in the chat for smoted being a word.
Baron has news. Zilla's name is in the acknowledgements. Smoted. One's in the chat. Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm allowed to spam. I'm alive.
Noah sent a 2. What's the past tense? The past tense is just that you were smoted. Because the past tense of smite is smote. And someone who was smoted is a title. So you were the smoted one. What does 3 mean?
Yeah, I saw.
All right.
Why a 3?
We're getting way off track.
Yeah. Okay. So I gotta explain my tabs, guys.
Okay, yes, explain the tabs. Important.
So there are too many colors, first of all, because I ran out of the colors that I had. Like more than halfway through the book. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I ran out of the colors. And I try to be sparse with tabbing so I can read, but then eventually I just started tabbing everything. So but yeah, it's kind of like it's a mix of just moments that I just liked and like would go back to, and it could be liked for a lot of different reasons. I just like a quote, a scene, a way a character was represented, how that scene made me feel, how that moment made me feel, things like that. And then the other ones kind of mark the same thing, but I also wanted to mark stuff specifically for the stream to make it easier to get back to those pages.
Oh, that's smart.
So like I have the questions and like comments with the page number, but I also have them tabbed just to make it like a little bit easier to get back to. So it's not super specific because I drive myself crazy, and I just I wanted to also get through and enjoy rereading and seeing all the new stuff that was added, which by the way, I really like the changes you made.
Oh, thank
I thought those were good choices.
I added between what was supposed to be the final draft and what actually ended up being published, I added somewhere between 30 and 40,000 words in like 2.5 weeks.
I really like what you added with Luke stuff. Especially. So okay, so should we go for the questions?
Maybe. I'm checking Instagram for questions because I had Instagram ask me questions.
And then she spams it in her own chat. I do. Oh, Zilla said 12. What's 12?
M said that they were counting. The chat was counting.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I am happy to start with questions. You guys are also more than welcome to start asking questions in chat, and we will get to them. This is also, as is in the title of mine, and I think Haka's. Okay, it isn't necessarily in Haka's stream, but we are allowing spoilers for this chat, for this stream. So, if you have questions about things that happened later in the book, or just questions in general, just know that I'm going to answer with the, like, full scope of the book in mind. I'm going to do my absolute best to not answer with the full scope of book 2 in mind, though.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
That'll be okay. Yeah, I put that in the description of the
Okay.
live. I don't know how that pops up, but
okay,
it should be in the description. And for those who don't know, or maybe it's been a while, Down with the Prince, Xannah's debut of a series. It's a romantasy, and it's awesome. It's about Hollis, and yeah.
I like that you're literally holding the back of the book where the description is against your face, and like, when did I? Wait, which book? Xannah's book. Yes, this is my book. I published this book back in December. It released December 21st? December 21st? December 22nd?
Around there, yeah.
December 10th? No, that's my wedding anniversary. It released late December of 2023. Paperback, hardback, ebook. The ebook is also on Kindle Unlimited. But yes. Here we go. Continue. I'm done interrupting.
No, you're good. I mean, this is for both of us. So yeah, Xannah has her hardcover. I have the soft cover. It's very pretty. Isn't the art very pretty? I'm never gonna get over this artwork. It's so nice.
It's stunning.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I've been debating selling the cover art as a print. I'm like this close to doing it, but prints require having stock. Gnome says it's gorge. I fully agree.
Yeah, they would be pretty. You know how you have each of the character art?
Mm-hmm.
They would be pretty as like tarot cards.
It would be, but I don't believe in tarot cards. So.
Yeah. That's not your thing. Yeah, and like, I wasn't thinking like a full deck, but just like as a card.
Okay, you're meaning like size-wise.
Yeah.
Okay,
just
not like actual. Okay.
No, not making a deck.
Yes.
Because that, I mean.
Oh yeah, it'd definitely be beautiful as like a thinner card.
Yeah, just something that's simple, easy to display, or even use as a bookmark.
That'd be true. That'd be good. Like my stickers, yes, the holographic stickers from the pre-order.
The stickers.
Yes, the holographic stickers.
I am so scared to stick them anywhere. I don't know what to do with them. Because I'm gonna want to move them at some point. I feel like I don't know. So I'm waiting, and then I'll just I have no idea what to do.
I need 52 characters now, unless and you have like 3 unless you count Knox and Knock and the council and the shopkeeper and his wife and kid. There are like a handful. You forgot Wilfrin. We love Wilfrin.
Yeah.
The girl he sits next to in the dining hall scene. I forgot what I named her. She's there. I feel like it's Susan. I don't think it is. Willie. Let me see if I can open up to the find the random girl. Oh no, Susan is the name of Dagon's mom. It's Queen Susan.
Oh, I forgot. I haven't put this on yet. But right.
Your crown.
My crown.
There's a
crown
maybe somewhere here in my house, unless I left it at my parents' house. They had a crown for a play and got to keep it. Baron, you can buy copies. Barnes & Noble, Amazon, you can buy them directly through the Nightshade website, nightshadepublishing.com/shop. And that lets you buy directly. It's also on Kindle Unlimited, and the ebook is available exclusively through Amazon right now because Amazon has exclusivity rights because it's on Kindle Unlimited. There we go. It is also available online pretty much all over the world.
It is. Oh god, I can't move too much if this is
Lydia?
on my head.
Lydia Fowl? Who the heck is Lydia? I have Mariella. Mariella. The girls helping Hollis get ready before the coronation. I have all of the nurses and the healers. That was the name of one of the knights that trained with Luke. So yes, you're right. We could come up with 52 characters, but I'll let you know right now, I am not paying for 52 pieces of character art.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That ain't happening.
Ooh.
It does ship to Sweden. It ships to, so I have a wide international distribution, which means that you can buy my book online pretty much anywhere around the world, including a lot of, like, independent bookshops that have online sites that tie into, Ingram. Yeah. There are a lot of characters. Fun fact, I forgot about half of the council while I was writing the book.
Oh my
And realized I forgot. Cleo almost didn't make it back into the book.
Oh my
I forgot
god.
she existed. I merged her with Sophie and Affy in my mind, and I was like, wait a second, that's not right.
Well, you know, there's already a lot of characters, and then the council itself, like, it's hard to keep track when writing a book this long.
Yeah, and it's long.
It is. I forgot what you told me the word count was after the
There's Squire edition. Morrigan. I found the mess hall scene finally. It's around 130,000-ish words.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy because it doesn't read like you don't feel it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to think that it's a very comfortable read, that it's something you can just immerse yourself in.
Yes, it's a fast read. The story moves at like not too fast of a pace, but it moves. And you don't feel it. And it's not like super heavy.
Yeah.
Not that it's
I had to work very hard to make sure I didn't like do a lot of overwriting because I very well could have.
Yeah. And Zilla, I've had this crown for a long time. I have a lot of random costume things.
I like that you're just holding it over your headset.
I'm so scared. This is gonna fall. Okay, we'll see what happens. I'll just...
See, this is why the actual correct way to attach crowns for costuming and stuff is you attach 2 ribbons on the inside to make a cross with them, or an X, and then you use bobby pins, or hairpins, and you pin the ribbons to your head, and it holds the crown to your head properly.
That's what when I did wear it, that's what I did, except because I needed to look a little crazed, instead of ribbon, I used my hair. Because it was supposed to lay over it and look kind of crazy, so I just pinned my hair underneath. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, it was a nice book to read on the train. Aw, Jonas.
Aww.
It does suit you though. Thank you, Zilla. I am wearing it for Dagon, the prince. This is Dagon. I will make the whole stream about him. So I do not apologize. Unless Xana wants me to stop, then I'll stop. But otherwise,
I also need to like stop interrupting with information and like let you ask the questions.
you're fine. Like I feel like because I'm so used to streaming, I just got back into it. I don't want to like talk over you. Don't let me do that. I'm scared I'm gonna do that.
I'm scared I'm gonna do that to you. Look at us being so polite.
Yes, Jonas, Dagon with a heart. Yes, hearts in chat for Dagon, the best character.
Arguably, there might be some other ones who are better, but
no, that's not true.
We had to turn the air on to our house because it was 80 degrees inside of our house, and that was a little uncomfy. And I'm cold, so I'm hoping that my husband is still watching the chat, and I'm gonna ask if he is not still burning up, if he can turn the air conditioning off. Yes, Ems, Luxa. Luxa. Can we get Shadlev in the chat? You have a Google slide about him?
Oh my god! That's so cute! Luke's my man.
Oh, my husband turned the AC off. Thank you. I'm gonna need... Oh, no, if you're still burning up, that's fine. Can you just bring me my gray blanket? my gray chevron blanket from the living room.
I am sweating.
I'm cold. I'm also wearing basketball shorts though, so.
Okay.
And I forgot to grab my socks, so my little feet are cold. Jonas says Hollis.
Yeah. Jonas will die for Hollis.
I'm happy that people love my characters. I'm really happy. It feels so surreal right now that there are so many people here happily chatting about my book and really loving it. Like imposter syndrome is real, and then people just say such nice things. Mm-hmm. And I can't bawl on stream. I mean, I guess I could. Might be a little weird though. But yes, we should get into the questions. I'm excited.
Yes. Let's do questions. Okay. So we're gonna start off a little simple, and then I'll get more specific with like specific scenes and stuff. Mm-hmm. But we might have talked about this in the last stream, but for those who might have missed it, who is your favorite character to write?
My favorite character to write. Okay. Yeah. I really love writing Hollis. Writing Hollis is incredibly freeing, because she is insanely chaotic. For most of the book, literally, I would just think of something what would be the stupidest thing that Hollis could do in this situation, and then I have her do it. And it works out wonderfully.
What a great approach.
She works great in tandem with Luxa. She works great in tandem with Dagon. And I mean, her chaos is great with everyone. I also love Shad so much. I love Shad. If I can share Noah's comment about him, I will. I just want to get permission real quick before I say that. I love Shad so much, guys.
He's great.
He's Noah hates that guy. He was reading the scene where Hollis gets her magic back, which is right after Luxa punches Shad. And I went, yeah, and man, Luxa just decked him, and Noah went, I'd punch him too. I hate that guy. He's a creep. Hello, Courtney. I mean, yeah, okay, Gnome thought Shad was some old dude at first.
He does give off those vibes.
A little bit, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna move my webcam again. People don't get motion sick. He has like an old man name. I have where I named him, but I cannot say it on stream. So if you join my Discord server, I will explain how Shad got his name. To be fair, Shad is fine, but I do think punching him once would be nice. Shad is the kind of creep where you'd punch him across the face, he'd look at you, lick his teeth, and go, thank you.
Oh, God.
And then, he wouldn't, but, he probably would. Or he would cry.
It's one or the other.
One or the other. He either makes it weird or he makes it weird.
Yeah. It is a fantasy book, Baron, yes.
Yes. It is a fantasy, with some adventure, with, regicide, chaos, magic, romance.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to be fair, if I met Shad in person, I would probably also punch him in the face. We're gonna get taken down for bullying.
I mean, yeah, no, that's true. YouTube doesn't know we're talking about a fictional character.
True. He's supposed to be creepy. He's supposed to be unsettling.
Yeah.
So, like, it's very purposeful. He's written that way very purposefully. Bro has a punchable name.
Yo, poor Shads of the world.
Poor Shad. He's incredibly academic. He does not always think about people as people. He's a very, like, analytical person that's always studying and, like, dissecting you.
And he wants to follow the rules, and, like, he's not a bad person. You just need to, like, he just needs to be knocked around a bit if he's not seeing what he needs to see.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, probably a little bit. So yes, favorite characters to write. Definitely Hollis. And then I love Shad. So Shad as well.
I like that too. Very different characters.
Shad's out here giving everyone the heebie-jeebies. That's gonna tie in great with one of the questions that someone on Instagram sent me to answer. Can't wait to get to that question. It's gonna be phenomenal because y'all are gonna hate my answer.
Oh God. Okay, well, before we hate your answer, let's not hate your answers for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've asked you this before, but I've been curious. Why did you pick green for Hollis's hair?
There is a full story behind this, actually.
Ooh,
so
okay, I'm excited.
I don't know if this is 100% true, but I saw somewhere that, like, it was thought that people who had red hair and green eyes were, like, magical or, like, witches, and that they were kind of, like, dangerous, spooky people. And so I thought about it and I was like, that's really interesting, that these people are kind of, or were at some point in history, kind of feared for the sense of possibly being magical. So I inverted that for Hollis. So Hollis has green hair and reddish eyes, which is a sign of Tablinian magic, which makes people unsettled about her or assume things, and it's a sign of her magical sight. So it's an inversion of I think it was old Irish or Scottish folklore about that. So that is why Hollis has green hair. And I thought it'd be fun because it gives like manhwa vibes where the main characters just have like randomly colored hair, and it's a fantasy book, so I can do what I want.
Yeah.
She has green hair. Luxa has like indigo-ish hair. Dagon's blonde.
Yeah.
But it's funny because his name means dark-haired man. But it also means the sun, so like...
Yeah.
Confusing, but...
She has Deku hair. She does actually have Deku hair. But it's so pretty. Look at it.
I mean, technically, I guess.
She is nothing like Deku, though. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've only seen parts of My Hero Academia, but I can tell you that Hollis is nothing like Deku. Hollis is... She's just chaos. It is the word for the day in Swedish. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. That's cool.
My encoding is overloaded. Consider turning down. Everything's just telling me that my stream is just having issues. Whatever, OBS. Get over it.
It looks fine. And until it doesn't, we're good.
Hopefully.
Dag is a real name and the word for day. Ah, okay.
Huh. Interesting.
So I really like it.
I knew that Dagon meant dark-haired man. So that's why I made Dagon blonde, is because I thought it was ironic.
Yeah.
As kind of a show of, like, I think in a lot of books, characters are named, like, very aptly to their characterization or their character arc and stuff like that. And I was like, I mean, that's fine, but I wanted to play around with it and just kind of make things kind of stupid. There were also plot points where it would have come in, it would have come into play.
Mm-hmm.
The meaning of Dagon's name. I don't think I'm going with those plot points anymore, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I also think it makes sense for his character too, because he's a little more of like the fun character. He loves encouraging Hollis's crap. Like so it's kind of that's his darkness, I guess, if you will. Even though he's royalty and genuinely responsible.
Yeah.
He's also mischievous.
Mischievous.
Yeah. What scene was the hardest to write?
The hardest. Hollis's encounter with Nock in Lux's baths. That was the hardest.
Really?
Because I couldn't get Hollis's emotions down properly. Because Hollis is someone that tries to stay calm.
Yeah.
And the first couple times I wrote the scene, she just wasn't emoting enough. I still wonder if she's emoting enough in the final version, but, like, there's nothing I can do about that. But having her react properly to the absolute threat that Nock is at that moment, because she is incredibly vulnerable in that moment. It's kind of a trademark thing for me in my books, to have someone trying to relax in a bath and bad things just keep happening. It's the Xannas special, as my writers group calls it. Another hard scene. Hollis getting her magic back. That changed so many times. There are some older iterations of that I think people would probably be really interested in reading. I'd probably, like, tell you guys about the older iteration of it, where originally she was going to have to use her own blood, a blood orange, Dagon's blood, and some gold, mixed together in, like, pure gold mixed together in a wooden bowl. that she would then have to go outside and onto the castle and like paint it onto the corners of the castle, um, to like allow her magic to be accessible inside of the castle. But then that didn't really work um, with Nock and his presence in the book.
I was actually gonna ask about that scene. I'm glad you brought it up. I had okay. Where's the
Vampire
question?
Hollis AU. Y'all, I love vampires so much. I want to write a vampire book someday. I have ideas. Most of them are like chaotic, but
Oh, okay, okay. With I'm I'm curious about how you thought of Hollis's thought processes, and what specifically made me that thought come into my head is that scene. Because if you read it, like when you're starting out reading her thought process of like, oh, the door's drunk, and like she's just panicking, and I don't know, just that whole thought process with the door, and then and you're like, is she okay? And then she's like, no, I made that up, and you're like, okay, all right, where's the actual logic? But she still goes on that same track to find the answer she's looking for to get her magic back. She stays within that realm. So the fact that so it's almost like, what the hell is she even referencing that she made up? The whole thing sounds made up, but it's like it's hilarious. It's so good. Like I felt the panic, but it was also funny. Like it was, I don't know, how did you come up with those kinds of scenes and how she hooks things together and solves problems?
um, so Hollis's thoughts are just, I try to be very like stream of consciousness with them, where
Yeah.
I am also just like frantically thinking to myself, well, how am I gonna make this work? Well, what if I did this? Well, what if I did that? And I just kind of translate that into Hollis's thoughts. So it's some things get cut, some
Yeah.
things get changed, but a majority of the time, all of Hollis's craziness is literally just me scrambling to figure out what to have happen in that scene, specifically with getting her magic back and using the drunk door. Um, that wasn't the plan originally. Like I mentioned earlier,
Mm-hmm.
the plan was going to be using blood magic.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought to myself, wait a second. What if that entire throwaway joke at the start of the book, where Hollis is just BSing the shop owner, like, just get the door drunk. Drunk doors keep
Mm-hmm.
things out. How about that? Do that. Can I have cookies and go home now? I'm tired. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that absolute madness that was that. What if that was the thing that solved her problem at the end of the book? And I thought that would just be genius.
It was pretty great. Just drunk doors and like how, yeah, no, that
It's
yeah,
chaotic.
it was appropriate, but it was also like, and you reference the beginning, and it's like her usual thought process on acid, it's just extra. It
Yeah.
was because she's in this intense moment and she's in a hurry, so
Mm,
it was it was nice it was a fun scene to read.
thank you. I definitely think Hollis's thought process is supposed to be very scrambled, because I mean, as she says in the book, she's like, I trust the nature that I am. It will not lead me wrong. Things work out. Um, and I really enjoy that part of
Yeah.
her. I think it's really fun to get to write because she just does crazy stuff all the time. Um, and it allows me to do some pretty wacky things and tie things in from like other parts of the book where I'm like, hey, what if I pull this into over here? What if I tie these together? A
Yeah.
fantastic, chaotic piece of foreshadowing is what it is. It did end up being that, yes, it wasn't going
Yep.
to be originally, but then it was. And it's one of my,
Yep.
it's probably one of my favorite parts of the book, actually, if I think about it. since we're talking about it, it's probably one of my favorite parts. Because that scene with the grocer was just supposed to be stupid. This entire book was written, at the time I was writing a Gothic, and I was just getting so bogged down, and I needed a second project to work on. So I started working on this story just kind of in my spare time as something fun when I wasn't doing that. And I really ended up falling in love with it and made it my debut.
I'm glad you fell in love with it and made it your debut. It's nice. It's kind of interesting that the book that you initially started as like, this is a break,
Mm-hmm.
ended up being one that you focused on so much.
Yeah.
And okay, opposite to the other question. What scene came to you easily? Not necessarily the first scene you ever thought of writing, but one just as you were writing it, it just flowed out of you.
Two scenes come to mind, and they're probably my two favorite scenes that I wrote, and that would be the gin scene and the council strip scene. Both of which I put a lot of work into, but they were both so clear in my mind when I was drafting and then doing all of my revisions, was that those scenes, I really loved writing them, and I spent a lot of work on them. I spent a lot of time working on them. They I think those were my best scenes. Another scene that actually came to me surprisingly easily was Dagon and Luxa in the garden. That scene also, I wrote very, very well. Like, it wasn't, I didn't struggle with it.
I'm glad you bring up that scene. That whole chapter was one of my favorites. I really liked that entire chapter.
Yeah. I'm gonna close my windows.
And that scene of them together is just, I know I tapped it. Hold on. It's nice to see them interacting and being able to see Dagon just act a little bit more like himself because he's feeling better.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because, like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the freaking quote, but like, oh yeah, it came up right away. Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Dagon's just like, those who don't know, Dagon's just like begging to stay outside because he hasn't been outside because he's sick. And then Luke's is like, you have to go inside. And Dagon is eventually, he's basically like this bratty 19-year-old, you know, like that like comes out for just a second. He's like, I'm choosing to go back inside myself. Like that, it's such a small thing, but I love that stupid little quote. Like, it's so funny. And because he's not supposed to be a bratty character.
Yeah.
Exactly, but it's just like another small thing to kind of show how young he is, and also his relationship with Luxa. Yeah. How like comfortable they are with each other. It's a small line, but I love it.
I really feel for Dagon in that situation as someone who's chronically ill. It's just like, Dagon has been inside for months. He has not been able to leave his room because the people in the castle cannot know that he is there. He is pretty well hidden. He is confined. He is sick. He feels like he's dying. He feels as though people have given up on him. His name is being slandered left and right, and all he wants to do is sit outside in his gardens. And I'm glad you like that scene, especially that line, because it's very, very purposeful there, that he has this show of being a 19-year-old who just wants to make a choice for himself.
Yeah, exactly. He's just, okay, if I don't have a choice, I'm going to try to make it a choice, you know?
Exactly.
Like it's it's such a good moment that says a lot about him and what he's going through.
Yeah.
I just love all the little moments between Dagon and Luxa.
They are pretty great. I
Hmm.
love writing their friendship. It makes me so happy.
It's so good. Their friendship is so good. And Hollis and Dagon, their relationship is so good. I love their friendship too, how that like develops. Oh my god.
Yes, I
It's
love
it's
them.
such a good friendship. Um yeah, I have a lot of those moments tabbed. Um okay, speaking of the relationships between characters, what's your favorite romantic or flirty moment between Hollis and Lixa?
Oh my goodness. Uh, Off the top of my head, I have to say the gin scene. I think that's everyone's favorite moment between them.
Hmm.
Um, One of my favorite. Let me think. I gotta like go through the book in my head to make sure that I'm not being that I'm not overlooking anything. I love their first interaction a lot, where
Hmm.
they're bantery and it's the tiniest bit flirty, but really it's mainly just banter and Hollis trying to figure out how she can one up Luxa, and Luxa being like, not a chance in the world. Um, yes, their first interaction, Hollis jumping off of her balcony will never not be iconic in my brain.
Hmm.
Um, because I
And Luxa like encouraging that basically. He's like, yeah, you can jump into the sea if you want.
yeah, he's like, there's no way she's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like, she walked in here with a cane. I'm underestimating her slightly. And then he sees
Mhm.
the error of his ways and he's like, I'm not doing that again. But I love the line where, because this is how Hollis determines whether Luke's is a good person or not, slightly, is when she jumps down at him that he catches her and braces
Mm.
himself as to not fall over with her and to keep her safe. And he's like, you know, oh, I was making sure that you were meaning what you said. When I promised that no harm would come to you, which is what he thinks that she's referencing, that he promised that, but
Yeah,
it's her saying no. I think I kept the line in.
you did. You did. I know
Where
what you're gonna say.
yeah, where you said that you'd happily watch me break my bones,
Hmm.
and because
That's such a good part.
he catches her, she's like, okay, you aren't the kind of person that would allow that to befall me. You are meaning what you're saying here. So I guess we're good, buddy. We can work together. Um, oh, I'm happy.
Real.
Yeah, people in my chat love their first interaction.
Yeah, it's really good. Real quick, I'm gonna say good night, Baron.
Oh yes,
I'll
good
still
night,
be around.
Baron.
Don't worry. um, yeah, that is a good one. Their first interaction is really
Jonas
fun.
saying the scene, the 20-minute pause. Oh, I'm trying to remember which scene you said was a 20-minute pause. Was it the gin scene? Was it the gin scene, Jonas? Um, but yeah, I love that scene. I think the gin scene is incredibly flirty because that's kind of where Luxa looks at her and he's like, "Well, crap. Like, I think I'm developing feelings for her,
Hmm.
and I'm not unhappy about that."
Hmm.
Um, I also, it's not quite flirty. Um, I love the scene where he helps her reset her shoulder after she's dislocated it or subluxed it.
Hmm.
Because I think that's honestly really soft because Hollis is expecting the same infantilizement, in the same infantilizing treatment that she's gotten from other people. And Luke's is like, I'm not trying to infantilize you. I know that you are your own person. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Which he is infantilizing her just ever so slightly, and she calls him out for it, and he does better. But yeah, I love that scene. I love those scenes. Anytime that they are together and they're just chittering at each other, I think is great. Oh, when he kisses her on the forehead, oh my gosh.
I was about to say that one. I was about to say she was like,
she had to be more specific like, the next joking.
Time. Yeah. She wanted a real kiss, not the whatever nonsense she was forced to do with Dagon.
People, honestly, the entire vibe of this book was how many people can I make Hollis kiss before she kisses Luxa?
Oh. Man, she counted. How many times did she have to do that with Dagon?
Good handful of times.
Yeah. Oh, and poor Luxa.
Which that whole
being
thing.
Present for that.
Oh yeah, like the like weird anger he starts feeling about it. And he's like, why am I upset about this? I have no reason to be upset about this.
Mm-hmm.
Which that whole thing is a play on True Love's kiss being the cure to all curses. It was put in as a, wouldn't it be funny to have Hollis kiss like all of these other people before she kisses Luxa? But then I realized, I was like, oh, this is actually the perfect parallel for like True Love's kiss breaking curses.
It is. It really is.
Ah, Baron popped into my chat for a second. Baron's following me now. Thank you. Poor Hollis. Yeah, poor Hollis. Yeah. Hollis probably also
honestly.
I would be happy to see like people's favorite scenes in the chat as well as we continue doing things. And also if anyone has any questions they want to ask, please do feel free to ask in the chat.
Yeah. Like this is, I'm asking Xana questions, but as you can tell, it's like casual. It's not like formal interview. I'm being annoying and interjecting a lot with my own thoughts. So like you guys feel free to do that too. Oh, okay. Here's a question I have. And I'm specifically referencing chapter 27 with it.
Okay.
Page 331. I even wrote the page number. Look at me. I really like...
I love the opening line of this chapter.
That's what I was gonna mention. I love the opening line of that chapter, specifically. Apparently, there was no time to find one's pants in the middle of an emergency. When I tell you, like, that is a genius first line. Like,
thank you.
It's not the only good first line in the chapters, obviously, but like, it's good. Oh my god, it's so good. So I wanted to know, like, what inspired the more fun first sentences versus the more serious ones? How did the thought process go for each of those kinds of starts? If you can.
I think a lot of it was dependent on Hollis's mood at that particular time, because chapter 26 is when Hollis gets her magic back, and she heals Dagon once and for all. And she's exhausted. She is tired. She is spent. She is annoyed. She wants nothing more than to wash up and go to bed.
Yeah.
And then she gets nabbed by people to go help out more people, and she's just like... So, I think a lot of those witty lines were just like, top of my head, what would be funny to put here? What would Hollis be thinking in this moment? And I loved the idea of her going and having to heal someone, um, and she was just frustrated because she didn't have her pants.
Yeah.
Because that was the stupid situation. Okay, how can I make this serious thing stupid? Hollis doesn't have her pants right now. She's pantsless. And these guards are kind of making fun of her for, or Dem is kind of making fun of her for it. He's like, there's no time for that in an emergency. Like, what are you talking about? Put them on later. We've got stuff to do. And then his callback to the council strip scene being like, this isn't the first time that the people in that room have seen you.
I was so mad at him. Talking about wanting to punch a character, that pissed me off.
Yeah, it shuts Hollis up a little bit, though. He's like, why are you worried about modesty? You've stripped naked in front of us. Get over it.
Her reaction especially made me upset for her. Like, that, oh, man.
Her lungs froze, her face recoiling. That stung. And then several of the knights' heads turned and watched her as they ran. A few whistled and snickered. Hollis didn't want to decipher the lewd expressions they wore. She could see more than she would like in their threads. Their tensed... No. Oh, I wrote that!
You did.
Oh, I don't think that was supposed to make it into the book. That's much. I forgot. I wrote that. Oops.
You did.
My mother-in-law read this book. But it is true. It does lend a violating failing to Hollis because Dem, like, that wasn't something that Hollis did as, like, a sexual thing at all. It was, like, a power play, spur of the moment random thing.
Yeah.
And she loved that power play that she pulled, and then it's being used against her and thrown in her face like that, and she's like, that's rude.
And this is the first time she can really understand their response because she has her powers back.
Yeah.
That also is, like, that made it stick out even more. I was like, oh.
No, it isn't meaning that Hollis loved the... He wasn't meaning Hollis loved the council strip scene and things like that, and then it was shoved into her face. My mother-in-law loved that scene. I think... I also remember Noah telling me he found it quite funny, because he'd heard of the council strip scene, but until he'd read it, he had no idea what the contents of it was. And then he agreed. He's like, yeah, this was just silly. This was just... It isn't as crazy as, like, how when people go, oh, it was the council strip scene, and, you know, things like that, where they're thinking it's going to be lewd. But it's
it's not
funny.
at all. Yeah.
I worked very hard to make sure that the scene wouldn't be taken in a very lewd manner. Yeah. Because it isn't meant to.
Okay. I have a question about something that happened that you didn't write into the book, because there's no need to write it into the book.
Okay.
So I think it's in that same chapter. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, it's the same chapter. When they tell Hollis she was put in charge of the clinic, that made me emotional, actually.
Really?
I was like, yeah, I, like, get emotional at really, like, surprisingly sweet scenes. Things like that kind of get me easily. So that got me. So I was curious what the rest of the clinic's reaction was when Healer Penny told them that Hollis would be the one in charge.
The nurses really fall in line with that because they have a very strong working relationship with Penny and the other lead healers, which, fun fact, are all named after Stardew Valley characters. They trust Penny. They trust their lead healer.
Wait, no, we're not brushing over that. We're pausing the question because that's not being brushed over. Okay, what?
You didn't know that?
I don't play Stardew.
All of the lead healers in this book are named after Stardew Valley characters. Oh goodness, which scene? Did I take out the first? I think I took out the first clinic scene. Because there was a scene in the book originally where Hollis was pulled But, okay, it was when Hollis was sneaking out of Luke's apartment. There was a scene in which she comes across Shad. And actually, when she was breaking, like, she couldn't really break out, I had Shad. Shad was entering Luke's apartment because he was needing something. And he's like, oh, Healer Hollis. Perfect. Come with me. Luke isn't having you do anything right now. We're going to put you to good use, which I think could also kind of be Shad testing her. And then they're in the clinic, and Hollis is like, I don't have magic. I can't do any healing. She meets, I think it was also Healer Penny, in that scene. And Hollis hides in a bay with a dude. Did I take this scene out? I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember because I remember reading the scene, but now I don't remember if I read it before or.
Does anyone in chat know if that scene made it to the book? Because I don't remember. And Hollis, there's this guy, he's like in a coma, and a nurse comes in and is talking to Hollis and was like, how would you heal this man using your Tablinian magic? Yeah. And she's like, well, how was he rendered unconscious? And he uses the phrase, he got injured when some young cleaners threw the baby out with the bathwater. Meaning, like, they were being extra, he got hurt in the process. And Hollis takes that literally, and she's like, this is what the Catalian royal, like, this is what happens here? And she's like, is the child okay? And the nurse takes that to mean, like, the children who caused the cleaning accident. He's like, the children were dealt with, like, and Hollis is like, holy crap, they threw a baby out a window and it hit this guy in the head and now he's in a coma and they dealt with the baby. Like, what the heck is going on here? By the way, the nurse was Knock. Okay, I'm just saying they don't remember it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a shame. I remember why I cut it. I was talking with my editor. I couldn't get it to work. It felt too on the nose with Knock. And it was just... Okay, Gnome also doesn't remember. It was just weird. Okay. But in that scene, when Hollis is being introduced to Healer Penny for the first time, which now happens in chapter 27, she mentions that the lead healers are on rotation around the different clinics in the Citadel and at the castle. So there's Penny, there's Elliot, who Elliot is my favorite in Stardew Valley. There's Dimitri and Clint. Those were the names I pulled from Stardew Valley for the healers. Yeah, oh man, you guys missed out on some of the best lines ever. The baby with the bathwater. That was... I almost need to, like, open up one of the older documents and find that for you guys. Okay, Court also is confirming, because she read an earlier draft as well. Okay. Yeah, that shows how much things changed between drafts, because that got changed in the final draft is when I took that scene out. Which... sad for you guys! Let me see if I can... Where would it be? It'd be in my Google Drive takeout that I did. We can continue, and I can find the scene as we do things, and maybe I'll read some of it later. Or what I can do, I can take that scene and I can put it in my Discord server, and people can read it as a Discord server exclusive. It's got Shad in it. It's got Knock in it, Secret Knock. And it's got one of the best lines I've ever written. And it didn't make it in. Oh, man. I have to share it with you guys. I had to kill that darling. And it made me sad. Why do I only have... I have first draft, I have final draft, I have dumpster. Let's see what's in the dumpster.
Dumpster's a good name.
Yeah, hopefully I don't, like, crash my... Okay, here's Hollis fracturing her wrist. That got cut. Hollis overhearing Colin and Knox speaking. That got cut. That was chapter 10. Scrap draft 2. Conversation flowed as well as a stream in a desert between them as they continued their way toward her very certain doom. That is when I originally had Hollis and Luxa riding by horseback to Catal, and then I realized it was taking too long. And then I made fantasy trains. They were walking, and Hollis, was supposed to, I'm just going through, like, dumpster scenes now at this point. You guys are getting all the information. Hollis in this scene is, like, a rabbit or something darts across the path that she and Luxa are walking down, and it startles her, and she, like, twists her ankle and, like, almost breaks it. And Luke's is like, well, crap, now we're gonna have to get a horse, now we're gonna have to do all of these things. And Hollis is like, calm down, I'm so, like, she heals it right in front of his eyes. And then it's supposed to be a scene where he asks, if you can heal something like a sprained ankle so easily, why is it that you walk with a cane? And it was kind of her going along the lines of, like, my magic can only heal so much. I was born with this illness. It is not something that can just be taken as easily. Like, it's completely a part of me. They were also going to chase down an art thief. That got cut. That was an early draft.
Fun. Can you write, like, a mini story about that scene? That sounds like it would have been hilarious.
I have a scene where I have it right here. It's called the Hollis blow up scene, where Hollis was actually gonna accidentally let slip to the council that she didn't have magic, except she didn't. It was originally someone on the council had a relic that was suppressing Hollis's magic. Like, Knock wasn't here. It was only the council at that point.
Yeah.
Someone had a relic that was suppressing Hollis's magic, and they called out Hollis for her lack of magic, and, like, she inadvertently confirmed that, and then Luxa starts, like, railing into her about it. Like, how could you let this slip? How did you do that? Like, how careless can you be? And Hollis blows up. I can read you the paragraphs. Or I can put it in the server. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Put it in the server. Put it in the server. Guys, you have to go to the server now.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot how much I love this scene. I'm so glad I kept these.
Yeah, it's good to keep really old drafts like that.
Like, Hollis and Luxa fighting and screaming at each other. It's fantastic.
Oh, this is completely changing the topic, but before I forget, I need to comment on this. It's not a question. But, okay, I haven't said anything really about Knock, but I really have to say, I love that he tells Hollis everything, more or less, whatever. He tells her, and he has a reason for it, and it's a good, like, I like his reason, too, because he's not just saying his plan for the sake of saying his plan because she ruined it. So, like, who cares? I might as well say it. It's the end of the story. This is what villains do. No, he gets something. He's getting something out of telling her. Like, it has a specific purpose, and that is so refreshing. Oh my god, that was really nice.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you did that. It adds more depth to not just the characters, but just the story. It's really nice.
Thank you. I like his reasoning behind it, with being like, I want you at your best because I have to keep learning from you. You
Yeah.
have I underestimated you and I'm not going to do that again. And I want to see you in the best situations possible because I'm in his mind he's like I'm going to win, but I want everything I can get out of you.
Yeah, it's like it's the most psychotic but like smart response, I guess. It's like he's putting her in this in these gladiator games but not actually putting her in them. You know, it's like I don't know. It makes so much sense
Thank you.
and it's terrifying.
Thank you. I found the baby in the bathwater. Line.
Okay. Perfect.
Um but yeah, Knock I really like him. He doesn't make a lot of appearances in book 1. Which I know some people didn't really like. I was trying to make sure that a lot of the focus was being kept on the council.
Yeah.
Um, and then you slowly start realizing that there's no way that they could have done all of this on their own. Like there has to
Mm,
be someone helping them out. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, the line is, he was bludgeoned in the head. He was bludgeoned in the head when some younger workers decided it was a good idea to toss the baby out with the bathwater. She had a hard time conceptualizing the scene. It made no sense, but she wasn't versed in every piece of royal culture. Perhaps there was something to do it. Perhaps there was something to it. And how is the child? The healer looked at her with furrowed brows. The children were dealt with, however, he has been unconscious for quite some time. I was hoping you may have insight into how to wake him. What a harsh reality for those children. Tossed out a window. A shudder ran up her spine. And it's just like, it's just purely stupid that she's taking that seriously. Where she's just like, they they threw a baby out of a window? I mean, I'm not all knowing and like what royal culture does in Catal. That seems a little harsh, but I don't know. Maybe the baby deserved it. She just rolls with it.
I mean, that's very much
Amelia
in her
Bedelia, yes,
personality. Oh my
yes.
god, yes. Because of Amelia Bedelia.
Oh my
I would take
goodness.
it seriously. Jonas.
I
No.
forgot I forgot the next line that she says. Well, I assume it was quite an injury to sustain, being hit in the head with such an object. You are quite sure he isn't simply dead, correct? The dead are known for breathing on occasion. She'd never come across an occasion where the dead had done such a thing, but she hadn't enough experience to say that it couldn't happen. That is how Hollis works, honestly. She just. Oh my goodness. There are so many just good little tidbits. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I need to put that into the dumpster dock and share the dumpster dock with the Discord server sometime.
Yes.
If that's something the Discord server wants.
I want it.
You read probably some of the scenes that are in the dumpster,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I did. I did. Not all of them. I'm hearing some things for the first time myself, so that's exciting.
Hollis breaking her ankle or Hollis breaking her wrist was a draft 1 thing. No, that was a draft 2 thing. Hollis breaking her ankle was a draft 1 thing. Both the same scene, just written in different ways.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I've a few more questions.
okay. Can I
Okay.
actually run to the restroom real
Oh
quick?
yeah,
Is
go.
that
We've been at it for a
okay?
little while.
All right.
Go.
I will be back in just.
Okay.
Do not burn down my chat.
All right, Xana's chat. What chaos can we do while she is gone and then she comes back to nonsense? I should have pre-thought of something. What ridiculous things can we put in chat? You guys get the lighters and the matches? Exactly. Exactly, Ems. Yes, fire, arson. Jonas! Arson. Fire. Maybe let's keep it to language that won't possibly get anyone banned on YouTube accidentally. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Cue Elmo fire meme. Real. Real. Whoops. The B movie script. Wait, that's genius. I'm pulling that up right now. Ems, you're the best. Okay. I'm gonna put in the first little bit. All right, who's putting in the next bit? You can find it real easy. Just type it in on Google, you'll find the script. We'll just go back and forth with the script. It doesn't even have to be in order. Just random bits of the B movie script. She'll be like, "What is happening?" Oh, guys.
All right. Sorry for that. That's what I get for drinking an entire 32-ounce smoothie in less than an hour. I had to pee so bad. Okay, Jonas is setting fire to Haka's server, to server chat. And Ems is getting the lighters and matches for this chat. Lovely. Cue Elmo fire meme. That is definitely... I love that meme so much. Whoops. B-movie script. Sorry. You guys.
Casually putting the script in chat. It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Just don't get me copyright struck for putting the entire script in.
It's up there. I think it's
Oh my goodness.
Man. That's good. That's good.
B doesn't care what humans think is impossible. Barry Benson. Barry is picking out a shirt. No!
Okay.
I'm back! Stop burning it down!
Alright. Back to bringing down the prince instead. Okay. So, first of all, I need to tell you how deeply you hurt me and how angry I am at you for the end of the book.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. That needs to be addressed very much.
People who have my
I forgot how angry I was with you with that until I reread it, and then I was like, oh yeah. That's how I felt.
My older sister called me and yelled at me.
Good.
One of my best friends sent me a million Snapchats about it. I watched Noah finish it live.
Did he throw the book at you?
No, that would be spousal abuse. Probably would have deserved it, but Jonas, I remember sending me a bunch of messages. Courtney, I remember sending me a bunch of messages. I had people posting on their Instagram stories going, what? Yeah, as Noah eloquently put it, they did good. They did good things, and then bad guy come in and go, no. No happy for you. No happy for you. Like, everything's sad, the end. Like, no, life sucks, the end.
Yeah. I mean, God, it breaks my heart. Dagon was finally free, and then he's the least free he's ever been.
Dagon got Norded.
It's the worst. Was that necessary?
Yes. Okay, fun
No.
fact. Fun fact. My betas chose this. I put at the end of the beta questionnaire, I said, do you guys think this book needs knock? Or should I just make this a standalone and give them a happy ending? And they said to keep it and do a book 2. This isn't on me. They chose this. They chose this ending. I had nothing to do with this.
All right, we need names. We need names. We need addresses. We need emails.
Zilla, I think Zilla was one that was like, yeah, let's keep rolling. My mother-in-law was like, I could see it going either way, so like she's safe. Haka, your chat right now is just all Jonas screaming angry at what I did at the end of this book.
Rightfully so.
I remember my friend Hannah was like, Hollis and Luxa were in like matching outfits. He had a gift for her. They're wearing the same perfume. I'm expecting this cute happy ever after, and then Nox shows up.
Yeah. You do have the right to be angry.
I think the ending is really good. There's a second book. Don't worry.
That's true. I will say, I like that last sentence, where Nox just goes, "This Hollis is where you run." And I want to know what made you decide to end on that line.
Oh, what was it? There was something specifically that inspired me, because it was the line was, "Now would be a good time to run." But the dialogue, Santa out here acting like we'd come and hunt down her mother-in-law.
Honestly, that's, yeah.
My mother-in-law's safe.
No, mothers and mother-in-law.
It was too ambiguous who was speaking, because the book literally was just going to end with the quote, "This would be a good time," or "Now would be a good time to run." And I had people thinking that it was Dagon that was saying that line instead of Nock. So I had to clarify, which it added to the horror where Nock is like walking toward Hollis and no one sees him. Like, that is how masterful he is at magic, that it is only Hollis who sees him. And he gets down in her face and is like, "Run, little birdie, run, fly. Show me what you can do." Which is insanely creepy of him. But, you know.
It is.
That's what he's supposed to be.
Okay. I do have a question that kind of about book 2, but it's referencing book 1. Okay. So I don't know if you want to do that yet, or if you want to do like Instagram questions first.
We can do Instagram questions first. And also, any questions in the chat, now would be a good time to ask them. So, do you want to ask the ones that I sent you earlier, or do you want me to read them?
I can read them.
Okay. I'll go check and see if there are any new ones.
Let me... Sorry, guys, you're not going to see anything for just a second.
I can pull up the questions as well.
I got it.
Okay. I didn't think about the fact that I sent them to you on Discord and you'd have to close it.
No, I was dumb and I should have saved them. I didn't even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonas, I see only darkness. There is no light. No hope. Oh, Paka's back. No, nothing.
All right.
Okay.
No, nothing. The drama with my chat. Okay. Um. All right. Thank you for the Instagram questions, by the way, guys.
Yes.
So, if Hollis herself could change any part of the story, would she, and which part?
Um, Hollis would probably want her magic. She would probably change the fact that Nock takes her magic away. Um, that's probably one of the only things I can think of that she would want to change if she, from the future, was able to like look back at the book and change something. Would be that she'd keep her magic. I think her losing her magic does show her a lot of her resourcefulness and that she is smart and able to do things without her magic, but she'd probably keep her magic. I'm trying to think. Would she change anything else? Maybe she'd change people interrupting her baths.
Yeah.
Girl just wants to take a bath
honestly.
in peace. It's hard because in those situations it's very much that everything happens because of the things that have happened. And so would things turn out the same? Would she have gotten as close to Luxa if she didn't stay in the castle the entire time trying to get her magic back? I don't know. But that's probably what she would change.
Your answer made me think.
That's
something
good.
I didn't consciously pay attention to, but you do a really good job of showing us the magic system, even though the main character loses her ability to perform magic.
Like
Like,
eighth
that's a
chapter.
huge plot point. Yeah.
She loses it
But,
from like
like,
chapter 8 to chapter 26, and there are only 31
yeah.
chapters.
But I didn't even think about that, like, at all.
I know.
So it was really well done.
Thank you. There were some things about the magic system I actually changed because she loses her magic. So those are fun little things that didn't make it past the first draft, but
yeah. Okay. If the captain of the guard hadn't been Luxa, would Hollis have fallen for Shad?
would Hollis and Shad working? That's something I've honestly thought about.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure because I think Hollis would probably punch him in the face. But I don't know if Shad would hate that. Or if he would just roll with it and be like, okay, this is how you act. Like, interesting. Because he's an analytical creep. If Luxa was not there and Hollis was going to fall in love with someone, I don't know. Part of me wants to say yes because I love Shad. I know everyone else hates him. I love Shad. Part of me wonders if, because I don't think Hollis and Dagon would have fallen in love. Even if Luxa wasn't there, because one, Dagon is a decent-ish bit younger than Hollis, and Hollis isn't about that. But
yeah, it's established pretty early that she sees him as a kid.
Yeah, very purposefully established. Yeah. I did not want people thinking I was gonna start love triangling them. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that, like, I guess it depends on if Luxa wasn't the captain of the guard. It would depend on who was and what they were like, and if Hollis would have fallen for him instead. But there is just something about Luxa that she she really loves, that she really likes.
Mm-hmm.
But Shad, I have a feeling that Shad would be the kind of they'd have this like really weird relationship where Shad would almost be like studying her, and she would just be fed up with him doing that all the time. That's because Luke's is the best. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Luke's is the best.
I beg to differ.
Dagon's pretty good too. Dagon's pretty good too. Yeah. I feel like just to make people angry, I'm gonna say yes. Because I would make it happen. I would make it happen somehow.
That would be such a different dynamic.
As someone who's homeschooled, I don't know how to feel about that. Says Shad acts like what people stereotype homeschoolers as.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh, you were also homeschooled. You are homeschooled or you were homeschooled? I am yeah. Homeschooled buddies. Yeah. Shad, dude, I was around some homeschool dudes, but I'm in rural Missouri. So like I once had a guy in drama class, homeschool drama class. He was like trying to flirt with me, but his pickup line was, "So, do you know what your name means?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know what my name means, thank you." He was like, "Oh, yeah, well, I looked it up," and, you know, stuff like that, and I was like, cool. At the time, I was actively dating my now husband. You're from the South. Our homeschool boys are probably pretty similar. I'm in rural Midwest. They're the same. They are the same. Probably, yeah.
I'm from the South. Oh, same.
Yeah. I
Not
think
homeschool though. Public school.
homeschool is illegal here. Really?
Oh,
interesting.
that's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Huh.
I'm gonna make my camera a little bit bigger again. That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Rip in peace that. No homeschooling for people in Sweden. I always do that. No homeschooling for the people in Sweden.
Yeah. Okay. Now, for I knew Jonas was gonna. I was like, let's just move on before Jonas gets upset.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. What? Xana didn't say Switzerland.
Why would I do that? Sure. Moving on. Next question.
Okay. My favorite question. When do you think Dagon first caught on to Hollis's bullshit?
I feel like at first Dagon is very I'm trying to remember the phrase, but like he's got stars in his eyes about it. He's oh, Jonas really did leave my chat. He's mystified about Hollis and everything. And then I think slowly he realizes that something weird is going on. But I don't think it's actually confirmed for him until Luxus says so, that she doesn't have her magic currently. Did that make it into the final draft? Yeah. I almost cut it. Look at me, how well I know my book. There's Luke's a punching Shad in the face. Noah loved that. Shot up from his spot and swung his fist into Counselor Shad's jaw. The resounding crack of struck flesh filled Hollis's ears, followed by Counselor Shad's crumpling body. Just knocks some coal out. Yeah, so I don't think he really caught on, because Hollis does kind of cure him by kissing him and like extracting his curse. So like that works, and then he hears that she doesn't have magic and he's like, was I placeboed? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, let's see. I know I had a question in my Discord server.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
From Court. Is Zilla still here? Zilla, are you here still? Did you ever come up with your question? Okay, Court asked, was any character, good or bad, inspired by a real person? I think there are several characters I have that have like characteristics of some of my close friends and family. I borrowed some names and I borrowed attributes. Like Nurse Hunter in the Healing of Muse scene is inspired by one of my cousins that I'm very close with. The seamstress who helps sew Hollis into her dress for the coronation is inspired by one of my writing friends. Hollis is minorly inspired by what I wish I could be, slightly, in some ways, dealing with, like, chronic illness. Like, she is as brash and blunt, and she doesn't let anything stop her, and I wish I had that kind of confidence. Bad characters. There are definitely some characters that have characteristics of people that I've pulled from, like the negative attributes I've seen in some people, where I'm like you're a good you're a good person and things like that, but you have these issues that make it really hard to be around you sometimes, and I use some of those characteristics to kind of flesh out some of my bad characters, because it makes them feel more realistic. Which I obviously won't say which people or which characteristics, because
yeah.
I feel like that would get me in trouble.
Yeah, no, writers, I feel like writers get in trouble enough as it is without saying details like that, you know?
Yeah. It is amazing how life and people can influence our writing. Thank you for answering me. You're welcome, Courtney. It was a very good question. And yet, it is always really interesting to see, like, and even look back at and see what subconscious things made it into the book. Because there are plenty of things where I look at some of the lines that I've written and have been like, whoa, like, I wrote that. Like, that's crazy. You know? I do have EDS, right? Yes, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which causes a slew of issues. Hollis's illness in the book is actually mocked up after EDS, essentially. It's a magical version of it. So Hollis technically has EDS. You also have Ehlers-Danlos. Crazy. That's insane. I know so many people who have it. Like, people who we became friends before either of us got the diagnosis, and then we both got the diagnosis. Oh, I'm happy you liked the representation. I'm happy. I worked pretty hard to try and make sure that it was pretty accurate, not just for like myself and how I experience EDS, but how some other people do as well. But EDS is so varied that for anyone who doesn't know, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a genetic mutation, a genetic disease or disorder of the collagen and connective tissue. So there are 13 different variations of it. So it's a very diverse with its symptoms and how everyone experiences it. So I tried to make sure that Hollis's dealings with it were pretty able to be identified with, like that people could relate to her in that. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, I think that's all the questions we had. Very diverse and very annoying. Yes, it is.
No, yeah.
EDS is a pain in the butt. Okay, I think that was all the Discord and Instagram questions.
Okay. So, before we, I guess, directly talk about book 2, I don't know what you had planned. I have a question, I guess, that can lead us into that. So, it's specific to Dagon and Luxa, because, we learn what we hear about what Luxa did to Dagon, but we don't actually know all the details behind everything that happened. So, are we going to get the full story? Is there maybe like a flashback or more detail? Yes! Okay, good.
Yes.
I want to know.
Fun fact, it was supposed to be in book 1, but it was just going to be information overload for the book. It was going to add a lot. So Noah actually asked me that yesterday as well. When we were on a walk. He was like, are we going to figure anything out with that? Because, like, we're kind of left hanging there. And I'm like, yep, it's planned for book 2. I have it all planned out. It's
good,
juicy.
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah. I have plans. Which plans can change? I mean, I want to include it in book 2. I think it's going to be an incredibly important part of Luke's arc. I have how it happened in my head. I haven't written it out yet, but so like some details could change. But yes, yes.
How is book 2 going?
Book 2 is going very slowly. I've got it open in front of me right now. I've had it open in front of me this entire stream. It's at 30,115 words. I was supposed to have it finished by the end of March. At start of February, I experienced a devastating loss, and I'm still getting back into being able to write well. It's been hard. I have an outline. I can write, but it feels like it's pulling teeth. It's going good though. I'm really excited. The first draft, the 0 draft, it's very basic. But I can already tell this book is going to be very long. Like, I'm almost worried. Like, I'm fairly confident it's going to be a lot longer than book 1. Watch me be wrong. Once again, Luxa, my man. Yes, we love Luxa. We love Luxa. I love Luxa so much. He, I think, is a very good, solid representation of, like, really good masculinity. Like, he's incredibly strong, and he's very smart and everything, but he isn't overbearing. He isn't dominating. He isn't an alpha Chad dude bro, which I'm so sick of seeing in male leads in a lot of fantasy novels and romance novels, is that they're jerks. Luke's is not a jerk. I have a fictional type and he's it. Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
I was going to say, actually, one of my favorite moments with Luxa is after he punches Shad and Hollis is freaking out and he like takes charge and has this like mini speech of like, okay, this is what's going to happen. And it's like the most calming thing, even though Hollis isn't calm, but the fact that he like helped her
Uh-huh.
kind of get there. And I was like, that is a really like speaking of positive masculinity and really nice
Mm-hmm.
that like he just took charge in such a nice way. And like you said, he's
Yeah,
not
and
overbearing,
he was
but
really
that was needed
encouraging.
in moments and he did it in like a nice way.
Yeah, and like his encouragements to Hollis, he's like, I believe in you.
Yeah.
You've got this. He's like, I'm not even gonna
Yep.
be here for it. I have that much faith in you. You're gonna get this done. You're gonna figure it out.
Hmm.
Because you're smart, Hollis. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go drag Counselor Shad away. And hey,
Yep.
if I have to keep punching him to knock him out, so or no, Hollis is like, I think
Yeah.
Hollis says like she'd just keep having Luxa punch him in the face and knocking him out for months on end. She could cure all of Catal from its illnesses and then come back. And like, I forget the exact wordage of the line, but I think it's really funny.
Yes. That that was a really nice moment. Like Luke's is not for me, but that moment I was like, that's really attractive. Like that was well handled. Good job.
Thank you. I love them so much. Honestly, I love them so much. It's like I want to read fan fiction about them, but like anything I write would just technically be canon, and it's like I have to come up with it, so I'm like satisfied with daydreaming. Um, and legally,
But
until
like,
book 2 comes out, even if there was fan fiction of my book, I couldn't read it until
yeah,
after
you
book 2
can't.
came out. So, but if anyone wants to write Hollis Luxa fanfiction, you're more than welcome. And as soon as book 2 is out, I'll read it.
They're gonna write Hollis Shad fan fiction now.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Please do. Oh my gosh. That would be. I can already hear Noah groaning about that. He is.
Oh wait. Speaking of wait, no, I did have another question. Oh my god,
Oh,
hold on. Okay. This is also kind of
don't
related to
give people
future
ideas. I
possible
would
things.
love to give people ideas. Um,
Okay. So
I fully support
Anna
this.
supports it. So there's a point where Luxa teases Dagon. He's just checking to see that Dagon doesn't have a crush on Hollis, right?
Yeah.
And then Dagon's basically like, absolutely not. What's wrong with like no way. No. Um but I want to know if you do have someone in mind to be his queen, because he specifically mentions she would be a horrible queen.
Hollis would be a horrible queen. I don't know if I can answer this question.
Okay, fine.
I
I'm
like
not.
I can see the kind of person like theoretically without like
Yeah.
saying things. Theoretically, I could see the perfect person for Dagon. Like I could see her
Ooh,
characteristics.
okay.
She
Okay.
she would need to be someone that was not necessarily soft spoken and like a timid pushover way, but someone like Lucy from Narnia. Like someone
Mm.
who is kind and gentle and
Yeah.
soft, but at the same time is able to stick up. And you know, I think it's in Caspian where she's standing on a bridge and the people cannot see Aslan beside her, but she's standing on a bridge and she just has a little dagger and she's standing against the Telmarine army fearlessly because she has faith. I think that would be the kind of person that would be like ideal situation would be perfect for Dagon.
Yeah, I can see that. That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
All theoretically speaking.
Yeah. He doesn't need a written in love interest, but I was just curious.
Yeah.
What
We'll
your
see what
thoughts were.
happens.
Yeah.
I have ideas.
Okay, while you were speaking, this made me laugh. I'm sorry, but Hollis doesn't need to be the Heebies to Shed's GB.
I know Hollis doesn't need to be the Heebies to Shed's Jeebies. They would be so chaotic together, though. Couldn't you just imagine it? Like, it would be something. They would be the toxic power couple.
Mm-hmm.
He it would just be never ending chaos with those two. Whereas Luxa is able to tether Hollis a little bit, and Hollis is able to push Luxa when needed. Luxa also doesn't really need pushing, though. Jonas is gonna fall asleep soon. Oh, it's probably because it's like
Jonas.
really, really early for you, Jonas.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you can hear that, by the way. I'm in Metro Atlanta, which not too far from the airport, so a lot of that happens, and the mic does pick it up. I know.
It's 4 a.m. for Jonas. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, don't worry. We've been going for a while anyway.
Yeah.
So
and it's been really fun. I'd love to keep doing these streams. Like, streams where people just come and ask me about my book, and I just get a la 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 la.
The dream.
Honestly, like, kind of being interviewed is a lot of fun. I really enjoy this. It's so much fun also to like interact with chat and everything. Hollis being the Heebies to Shad's Jeebies, that is the best thing I think I've heard all day.
I feel like that can be worked into a fic title.
The Heebies to the Jeebies.
Something like that. Or like the description.
Oh my goodness. I know what crack pairing they remind me of now.
What?
Oh, I can't say it on stream because that's gonna out myself as a weirdo for knowing this ship. I'm gonna...
Wait. You have to send it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you in a Discord, but you better not say anything, Haka.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I swear.
Oh wait, I'm not logged on to that account on my phone. Okay. I didn't mean to give you more ideas. Okay, my screen is going to go blank while I look real quick because I need to know. All right.
Okay, I just sent it to you.
Oh.
I'm not wrong.
I know someone who ships them seriously.
Oh, I mean, like, not canon. Like canon?
No. Well, just like to them, it's not like a crack fic. It's just like, oh yeah, they would be cute together.
Oh no, I fully agree. If there wasn't an age gap and he wasn't like a freakish murderer, yeah, they'd be like the best. I fully support this ship in the non-problematic, creepy ways that people make it. It has to be non-canon compliant. There has to be no age gap. Like, aesthetically, the characters work together. Like, they could be amazing.
I don't ship it, but I can get behind it. That's not like the worst. Like, I get it. That's not so bad. That's fine.
I just sent you who else I ship that character with. Good night, Jonas. You can see who else I ship her with.
Okay.
Which I also think works perfectly.
Okay. I don't... Hold on. I don't ship them, but there are some good fics. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
There's some pairs that I'm not for, but sometimes the writing just does it really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So these are like the 3 pairings that I'd primarily read. I don't super love reading the ones with her and her canon love interest. Also, I love just how vague we're being right now.
Yeah, I don't even know the fandom.
Yeah, which it needs to stay that way. But also, like I think it would also. I mean, I can say this one: Hollis and Shad would slightly give. I don't know if they'd be like. I don't know if they'd have Dromini vibes. It would be like Luna Draco vibes if Draco wasn't like racist. You know? Like that would be the vibe of Shad and Hollis would be non-racist Draco and Luna. I gave that ship example. People can only wonder what the hidden one that you and I were talking about was.
Yeah, that. We're gonna talk more about that off stream, by the way. Conversation's not over.
I have a book in the works that the character descriptions for the main pairing is that she is a mix of somewhat of Luna Lovegood and Morticia Adams, and the male lead is a mix between Draco and Callisto from Villains Are Destined to Die. And they are amazing.
Luna and Morticia is such a combination.
Isn't it?
Wow.
Like, yeah, like you can't even like imagine it. This is what happens when we start streaming for a long time, is that crazy things like this come out and we're giving M's like an aneurysm.
We are. Okay, before we forget and like everyone leaves, we need to. Are there other things you would like to announce?
Yeah. I would love to know if chat would like to hear the opening couple lines of book 2. Was that what you were going for?
Any of the things we talked about. I didn't know if you like wanted to which one or some you weren't gonna
do. Haka and I have 2 ideas running. One is that I read some of the opening of book 2. And the second idea is, would you guys want to design a new piece of merch with me? Because I have some ideas, and I would love to share them with you guys. And I also have a discount code for my merch for the people that have been here. I'll put it in my Discord server. It'll also go in Hawk's Discord server, so the people that were here that had to leave still get it. But yeah, so I didn't know if people wanted to maybe design some merch-ish, which we could also do in the server if people don't want to, or if people would also like to, you know, hear the opening of book 2. Why would you even ask? Yes. I mean, hey, eye emojis. It sounds like people are for it. Is there anyone here that does not want to hear the opening of book 2? Because I don't want to spoil for anyone that doesn't want that yet. Because we could do that a little bit later. And by a little bit later, I mean I don't know how much later. I don't know how long we're gonna stream. Let's see, because I think in my chat we've got Ems and Courtney. Noah might be passively listening.
I think in my chat we have just a couple passive listeners right now.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine, and like I don't want to call out any passive listeners. I'm just wanting to make sure that like people know, like, hey, if you do not want to hear the opening of book 2 yet, you want to save that for when you get your hands on it.
Okay, we could do. All right, so maybe like read some of book 2 and design merch in the Discord, if people don't want to do that now.
Maybe. Which I can like explain while we give people the last chance. Like this is like your last chance to say that you
Yeah.
to like if you do not want to hear spoilers, either your chance to click away or to let us know. My idea for the shirts is that I want to do like a T-shirt, something that's kind of subtle merch with the sword, scepter, and cane kind of arranged like that with like some text beneath it or like on top of it, either like on a scroll or like just under it. And I want the text to be. I don't know what to pick for the text. Like quotes from the book, maybe? Or maybe doing a shirt with like Hollis's cane and then a quote from Hollis, Luxa's sword, a quote from Luxa, Dagon's scepter, and a quote from Dagon. Something like that. And we can definitely play around with that in the Discord server. Because as soon as I get that merch design put together, I want to launch it with you guys on my shop, and I want to give you guys a discount code for it. For helping and then showing up today for the server. So, yeah. Alright, well, it looks like people are all for hearing the start of book 2. Bless me. Looks like people are all for hearing the start of book 2, and then maybe we'll either call the stream or, I don't know, play games or just chat, do something. But okay, are you guys ready to hear the opening lines of book 2? Should I give you... No, I'm going to keep the title a secret still.
Yes, leave it a secret.
I'm going to have a full title reveal later on. Fun fact, I've had the title of book 2 since I created the title of book 1. All right.
I love that.
I have to get into the voice for it. Luxa knew the hours since Hollis and himself had fled the castle of Catal. The first hour was spent running through gilded halls, ducking into corners and secret passageways until together they had made their way into his apartments to gather their things. 5 minutes. It had taken 5 minutes to gather the bags Hollis had secretly packed and the additional secrets Luxa added to his own gear, with no time to change. The second hour was spent sneaking through the Citadel streets. Cries of treason flooded the air. It was unpleasant, to say the least. By the third hour, Luxa and Hollis checked into a private room at a brothel in the Jasmine district, under the guise of 2 officials who needed to stay out of the view of other officials, an affair they had eluded, which did nothing to smooth the frazzled and gut-wrenching feeling that tore open Luxa's chest. There was no naming every emotion that fought for his attentions, the ones that poured out of his eyes, pounded against his skull, and twisted his innards. And that is rough. That is me just writing that. I could add things, I could take some things away, things could change, but that is your opening for book 2, which will be out sometime next summer. Please do not shoot me for that. You're putting my boy through it. Luke's is gonna go through it.
Mm-hmm.
But like also, I'm gonna get real close to the screen. I have open on my screen something that you guys are gonna scream when you read. Oh, I love it. But yes, the opening the opening of book 2 is a direct parallel to the opening of book 1 with Hollis on the Hosen Coast. What do you guys think? My cheeks hurt so much from grinning.
I need to know that, well, everyone's okay, but I'm just worried about everyone for a lot of different reasons. There's just, oh God. The end of book one is so stressful.
It is, isn't it?
You said that in such a proud way. Just like, it is. The cackle. See, look at this.
Well, hopefully, let me see when I have it on my calendar. This is my work calendar. I was supposed to have beta reading for book 2 open at the start of May. I don't know if that's gonna happen and if it's gonna have to get pushed back to June or not, because I'm so behind in drafting. But I will say that people who are in my server are going to get like first dibs on beta slots, because it's the second book in a duology. I don't want, I don't necessarily want people who haven't read book 1 to read it, you know? Ems, you changed your picture in the middle of chat. Interesting. I can see it. Cute. But yeah, that's the opening. You guys seem really happy with it. I'm happy I got to share it with some people. I'm so excited about this. Honestly, you guys showing up and really loving on the story and my characters means a lot. It's very encouraging. It's very inspiring. And it makes me feel less like a failure. Even though I know I'm not a failure, like, you know how that imposter syndrome gets you. And, like, I realized when reviews started coming in that like there were a lot of typos that made it through. There were a lot of issues that we had resolved that my editor and I had resolved that somehow got reactivated into the document, like Google comments and stuff. So like there are like silly little mistakes in the book, and like that's so embarrassing. And I felt so embarrassed. But people have just been showering me in love about the book, and that's really helped me feel a lot better about it. And I so appreciate that.
And that stuff happens with trad pub, so like, don't even stress.
Yeah. I just...
I get it though.
Yeah.
You want it to be perfect.
And it's like, I worked so hard. Like, oh my goodness. I am working on revising the book again, doing another revision, because I also have a friend who said that the font size was a little bit hard to read. So I'm wanting to revise and up the font a little bit to make the book more accessible. And I think, you know, that also gives me a chance to like fix a lot of those typos. I just have to find the time to finish doing that, because, you know, I'm actively writing book 2, and Nightshade has an anthology coming out in October. Like, I'm doing a lot.
Yeah.
But yes, that is what editors and beta readers are for. I have a feeling that you're going to want to beta read book 2 for me, Ems. I have a sneaking suspicion. But, alright, what do we do now?
I mean, so we've been
streaming for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think it's good to call it.
Yeah.
We got through the questions. We got a book 2 preview.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is exciting. And the merch designing can be done in Discord?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So with that, people, it helps when he annotated the book too. Let me know what some of your favorite quotes that you would want on a shirt would be.
Yeah.
Bye, Hawk. Thanks for hanging out. Um, so
Oh
like,
man.
I personally, I think people want and they crave and they think they deserve would be amazing on a shirt, but I don't know. It was lovely hanging out with you, Ems. Yes, it's so happy to meet you today and everything. If you scroll through the spoiler chat on my Discord, you'll see lines from the book as well because I cannot be stopped and I share a lot of things. Um,
I need to go back through what I sent you when I beta read initially because I know you had a place for a list of quotes.
mm-hmm.
Because I actually wrote those out. I have things tabbed here, which is super helpful, but I also actually wrote things out there. And now I'm curious how many of those stayed.
I also have the document with your comments on it too.
Okay, okay.
So we have things. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's do
excited to
that.
see your quotes. Yes, my brain is also slightly turning to mush. It is 9:22 here. But I'm
Yeah,
also like
it's
feeling crazy energized about everything. But yeah, we'll vote in the server on things. We'll try and get this merch put together over the next couple days, and then we'll have a fun little discount sale for you guys. You guys get the coupon code.
Oh, this was so fun.
It was. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
putting this together, Haka. Thanks for coming up with questions
yeah.
and all that fun
Thanks
stuff.
for everything you did for the live. I mean, writing the book alone is hard work, and all of the marketing that you've done on top of that, and helping me put this together.
Yeah. I guess now would be a good time to plug that if you liked the book, share it with people. You can request it at your library. If you feel inclined, like to review it on Goodreads or like Amazon or wherever. I don't want to like push people for reviews though, because that feels weird. But like, they can be helpful.
Yeah.
Share about it on social media. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even just you reading it and telling me that you had a happy time reading it is enough. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
I realized I don't think I said who I am. I don't know if your chat knows who I am. So
We streamed together for the release of Prince.
we did. I used to be a developmental editor, and I used to give tons of writing advice on TikTok. And Xana was my amazing mod when I used to stream. And yeah, so I've been following her throughout this crazy process. And it's been awesome. And it's been so cool seeing it and like seeing everything in the early stages and having
Thank
it
you.
come together.
Thank you, Haka. Yes, we do have a lovely friendship.
Yeah. It's nice having writer friends. I feel like it can be hard to have writer friends because
especially finding people in like a similar genre who like reading or writing similar things, and that can also help you out with your own writing. Not that people outside of your genre can't help you with your writing, but people in your genre or genre adjacent know things about the genre.
Yeah.
And they, I think, sometimes can give more applicable advice at times.
Yep.
But
And cool random fact, we went to the same school, but we found that out after
we did.
We became friends.
We went to
which
the
is
same
wild.
university at the same time.
Yeah, but we didn't know each other, even though it was for the same degree, because Xana was getting her bachelor's, I was getting my master's, so we weren't in any of the same classes. But like, Yeah, it was at the same time. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes I debate going back for my master's, but then I'm like, eh.
Yeah, like if you're not feeling it, then don't even worry about
I
it.
run Nightshade already. I do all of the
Yeah.
things. I don't think I have time to go back to school right now. And
Yeah,
honestly,
and
if I
that's
got my
totally fair.
master's, I would definitely go for my doctorate because I'd want to be called Dr. Xana.
That was my initial goal for the longest time. I wanted to be doctor, and then I was like, no.
Yeah, I'm like a
I
doctorate in
know.
creative writing. I'm like,
Yeah, if I went that far, I'd just get a second master's. I'd like switch topics.
I would probably do a doctorate in linguistics if I was going to go for a doctorate.
Oh,
I
that'd
would
be
do
an
a master's
awesome
in
subject.
linguistics and then do a doctorate in linguistics or Victorian
That would
literature.
be awesome.
Probably linguistics though. Which is ironic because I can't spell. Hey!
That's what spell check is for. It's fine. Writers
Yeah.
don't need to know how to spell.
We only need to know how to put the words together and make them sound pretty. That's
Exactly.
what I've always said when people come at me for not being able to spell. We're fairly
Exactly.
confident I'm dyslexic.
And and I always, I tell people I'm a writer, not a speaker when they come at me for mispronunciations.
Yeah, it's like I have a degree in writing words and putting them together to make them sound pretty for other people. I don't have to spell them
Yeah.
right. And I can make
Yeah.
up words because that is allowed.
My friend is getting her master's in English. Our texting is not English to say the least. Honestly,
Yep.
I think I'm the least eloquent when speaking to my friends and family.
I
And they're
have
just like, the writer.
uh one of my new editors, she in one of my closest friends, she has 3 degrees in English. Um, and our conversations sometimes are just hysterical. Because you would never be able to tell that both her and I have degrees in English and graduated with honors and all of those things and all of our accolades. And it's like, it's because when you have a degree in English, you understand that words don't exist. Words exist when you say them and give them meaning and it is understood. That's why smoted is a word. You thought I wouldn't bring that up again, did you?
Okay, now that needs to be in book two. That word.
Smoted? Oh my gosh. Noah's gonna sneak into my office and he's gonna delete it right before I send the file to my printers. He's gonna go in and go boop.
Little Easter egg in book two, smoted.
Let's not smote the whole chat now. Yeah. I joke about Noah doing those things, but also like my dedication in this book is like the most beautiful thing ever. And it is dedicated to Noah. If y'all didn't read the dedication.
It's a very sweet dedication.
I made people cry
Guys,
when they read it.
Guys, the dedication and the acknowledgments, it's all so sweet.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun. I like the opening line of, I'm sitting in my office chair waiting for my sisters to come hang out with me for the first time in months. Because one of my sisters lives on the East Coast. She lives very, very far away. And one of my other sisters lives an hour and a half away, but she's also like very busy. So getting to see both of them at the same time was a really big thing. So
I don't know if you want to say on stream where on the East Coast.
She's in New York. She
Okay.
is a PA and she works in orthopedic surgery. So I'm like insanely proud of her. She's a bone doctor.
Yeah, that's amazing.
She like operates on people's spines.
Yeah, that's insane.
To touch someone's spine feels like the weirdest. Like, how does anyone top that? Like, I've touched someone's spine before, like, and you got paid to do it, like, in a legal way.
Yeah, difficult job. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insanely impressive.
But also, I am very good at continually bringing up conversations and keeping talking. So if we need to end the stream, tell me now, because I will just keep going.
Let's call it. Yeah, let's call it. It's officially 9:30 there, 10:30 here.
Yes. Thank you guys.
To touch people's spines.
Yes.
Maybe we need a Xana quote on some merch. Smote.
Smoted.
Just in big bold letters, no context. Smoted.
Smoted. Sounds like it'd be just something that like Ryuji would wear in Persona 5. She knows their backstory, that's for sure. That's hysterical. Thank you guys for coming and sticking around. Thank you for making me almost cry. Ems, do you want to share that, like, Luke's a slideshow? I would love to see it, if you feel comfortable sharing it. Oh, the sirens are driving by. They're coming to get me. I am truly blessed and honored to have this wonderful community. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm happy you guys enjoyed Prince. I'm happy to keep talking about Prince. We'll have to have another spoiler chat. Maybe when it's finished. Okay. We'll have to like keep doing these streams. It's fun. And I need to start streaming more regularly again. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll do some streaming sessions. Are so yeah. I need to probably plan to do some of those. Maybe I'll do one Tuesday. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But yeah. Thanks. We'll design some new merch in chat.
Yep. Thank you for this fun story with characters we are so attached to that you have to make them happy or we're coming for you.
Please don't come for me. Don't worry. You guys are in good hands. I mean, look how well
I don't like the way
was.
you said that. I don't like the way you said that.
It'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yes, have a wonderful night, everyone. I'll probably still chat in the server for anyone who's awake. If I'm awake, I could crash right after this. You don't know. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.